Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? I am again Greg Stewart, CEO of the MMA. Give a big warm welcome to Raimi.
So first, thank you, Greg, for having me here at Possible. It's exciting to be here with you to share Progressive's journey in AI. Progressive has partnered with the MMA as well as Claritas to understand how we create and serve personalized streaming audio ads. And this test was super impressive, able to increase our ad count, as I mentioned, going from 3 to 96, and we did not sacrifice creative quality. The AI was also able to assess the components of the ads and break them down by scripts, personas, and music to drive better performance. Generative AI creative alone gave us a 137% lift. And optimizing that creative in real time, as we talked about, gave us an additional 60% lift for a total incremental lift versus no ads served of 197%. So
We're now going to show you some of those very real use cases and how we're applying the Arts AI technology. Don, as I mentioned, comes over from Dentsu. He was the leader in DCO. And we've now taken the leader in DCO, Dynamic Creative Optimization, and married that leader with a better capability. Don Sklenka.
Thanks, Jay. What is the next opportunity beyond DCO? So we love our acronyms here in the ad tech world, so we call our product AIP, AI Personalization. This is really the next evolution of DCO. So what our AI actually will do is at every impression that is being served in a paid media program, every impression will have a decision behind it. That decision is going to be made by AI that's saying what content and what experience is best for that individual user, and all that's going to be happening in real time. And the AI is going to be able to adjust to cultural events that are happening in real time, any kind of contextual signal. The AI has actually organized that messy, chaotic audience and identified features and feature sets based on metadata, based on our Claritas identity graph, based on weather signals, based on first-party data, based on third-party data. The AI is doing all that in real time. Regression model, this is an ad experience. We will create a regression model for every aspect of the ad. So that could be template, it could be background, that could be headline, that could be call to action. In audio, it could be a script, it could be voiceover. In a video, it could be end card, it could be a bug, it could be scenes. All of these are elements of an ad experience that the AI is creating models for. Those models go through two phases. They go through a learning phase and an earning phase. Every single element goes through these modelings. The model is saying, is there enough data that we understand where the cohorts are at? Is there enough data that we have statistical significance? Is there enough data that we are confident in the models? The AI will actually turn from gray to green in the dashboard once we have enough data and the models have been trained. From there, the AI will then start matching. So now everyone at their cohorts, at their tables, not only would that table that you're at get a specific ad experience, but it'll also recognize individual content elements for each person sitting around that table. Again, all that's happening in real time and it's evolving. It's not just a black box. You can see what's working, what's not. You can see the optimization status, how much more can we wring out. Our AI is also telling us predictive performance. Like what if we suppressed underperforming cohorts? How could that help our performance? And finally, we also have a control at every line item that we have in our media program, which means the AI is actually learning against the exact same creative that's in market, but it's randomized. So the AI is literally going, how do we constantly beat this control? It's the same collective. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to combine what's working and what's not. We're trying to reduce waste and increase performance. Cookies are going away. Our solution is a completely cookieless solution. We are not using cookies to identify this. This is all a pixel-only solution. And again, no cookies are being used in our world. So we don't really view it as bad creative or good creative. We feel like the idea is how do you match the right creative with the right person? So one audience in one location might not react best to certain creatives, and another audience, another person, another location might react better to that one creative. So the idea is not to necessarily chop the creative off and say that this is the best creative and this is the worst creative. The idea is to actually look under the hood a bit and what features are best to that creative, what DMAs are acting best to that creative, what is it, what are the other data signals around that creative. So all of that is available in our dashboard where you can actually filter by the elements of the content and identify what elements of that ad are best available for the entire audience.
Rex Briggs. Rex Briggs is in the process of writing a book called AI Conundrum. Rex, you're speaking tomorrow afternoon, I think, in here. Yeah, really, you got to come back. If you like AI, that's probably the best presentation you hear.
I've been working really hard, both wearing the MMA hat and now the Chief AI Officer at Claritas' hat. I decided I needed to introduce the company behind this technology, Arts AI, which was the #1 fastest growing ad tech company on the Inc. 5000 list. I needed to introduce them to Claritas because they had an identity graph, they had data, they had amazing capabilities for cohorts, because my view is if we put those two things together, that's when it gets really exciting. This generative AI, we created something where you could put in your brand positioning, drop in the audience persona, and then give a message brief. Progressive was taking about 16 weeks to generate 3 ads. This allowed them to generate we generated 120 different ads in 1 week.
Wesley Tohar, if I get that right, I'm pretty close. But Wes here, who's the head of Media.Monks, you don't know, S4 Capital, brand new digital agency, some years old at this point, but they have been working to try to create an agent-based understanding of consumers, personas.
By combining LLMs, conversational technology that's broadly sort of synthesized massive amounts of data, with real queryable data sets, and we have Claritas as a partner, via RAG, and this gets a little nerdy, but it means you can have conversational interactions that are also based on real data. So the problem of an LLM is that it can be confidently wrong. Our ability to connect that to a massive amount of data from the US market is proving to be a really powerful tool to get to insights faster. And the internal, and we'll get to a demo, the internal tagline is from 3 months down to 3 prompts. We're currently testing this. This is MMA, so for us it's important to have statistical proof that it's working, which is a bit of a call to arms to marketers in the room.
Yeah.
But the initial results are really impressive.
Very cool. All right, so can we put the screen on what Sandra is looking at there? So we're gonna...
The ability to run through massive amounts of data in close to real time and really dig into those conversations.
So I'm here today to talk about what I believe to be a bit of an epidemic within marketing. But this year I've noticed a new epidemic, a new affliction, I should say. And that affliction is that we are too busy to do better, even when better is potentially obvious. So, here's the question I have for you today. This is it, everyone. Are you too busy to do better,